We're back in the shop, and microphone's actually turned on now, so we should be in good shape. Anyway, the first snowfall, it was apparent that I had a problem steering. There wasn't enough weight on the front. I'm absolutely certain that's because there's so much weight with that back blade. But the back blade itself is not going away. That's a game changer snowblowing. So I've got to find a way to get some weight to the front. And I think to do that, I'm going to move the suitcase weights that I have in the back to the front, but I need to find a way to hang them. I couldn't find a weight bracket that would work, so I decided maybe I'll make one. So this is what I've come up with so far. I just made the uprights just out of 1/4 inch steel. I don't think it needs to be 3/8 or 5/16. We're going to try 1/4. I'm just going to try and hang like, you know, some suitcase weights in the front. And I think between removing them from the back and moving them to the front, it's going to help quite a bit. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does, hey, great. So that's what we're going to try and do. That's what I'm working on today. And we'll see you guys soon. The bracket, like front, if you will. So I just have little returns, kind of just showing, you just want to weld a little bit of, or grind off a little bit of a bevel in here, just so there's something for the weld to go in. I'm not putting a huge weld on there. I only have a little 110 welder, so I don't need to gouge it, you know, too much, but just enough to get in there. Doing our butt joints here as well. Put a little bit of an edge on here. Here's the other one. You can kind of see it. Just doing, you know, basic little weld prep. I'm not gonna show the welding. There's plenty of welding channels out there. That's not really what this one is, but I'll show you the finished product when it's done, and everybody can judge how horrible my welds are and my weld prep and tell me everything I'm doing wrong in the comments. But for me, it's a let's just get it done type of job. All right, I'm just finishing up, cleaning up this front bar so that I can have minimal cleanup after I tack it on to the uprights on the tractor. Not a huge project by any means, but I certainly wouldn't want to go through all this and have the paint just come flaking right off. So I'm just trying to get it prepped best I can. We got our front mounting bracket kind of finished up, ground down, and we're just going to mark out center point, which is right there. And then we're going to right there and there, which should give us perfect. All right, so I'm building mine with the type of weights that I have so that 5 can fit in the middle and 1 on each end. I'm leaving 2 3/4 on each end, and then I'm going to weld the plate right here. This is the center line of each plate, and I should be able to fit 5 in between here, so that's a total of 7 weights. So we'll go kind of mock it up on the tractor and see how it goes. Okay, I've got it kind of mocked up, centered from side to side. I'm just going to do a couple of quick tack welds, and then I'm going to check the fitment of the weights and the operation of the blower before I weld this thing to town. So here we go. I'm just throwing this old welding jacket over top my hydraulic lines, because I don't feel like catching them on fire. Definitely err on the side of caution here, guys. I think right here would be where I'm most concerned about. And if my measurements are correct, we should be good. So man, I'd say that looks pretty good, guys. I've got a good 1/2 inch of clearance. I know you, let me shut this off. Even at its tightest turn, it was like a 1/2 inch clearance. So we should be good. Definitely appears to be centered. No obstruction, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna unbolt it and take it over to the bench and weld it on the bench. So if you had a welding table, you could clamp down this front bracket flat. When you introduce heat at each end like this, they just want to curl in. You can do little less welds, let it cool, take your time, and you'll have less of an impact. But for what this is, it's going to be just fine for me. And I just was more concerned that it was strong and would hold the weights, and it's definitely function over aesthetics here. All right, so we're just doing a little test fit. When you don't have a welding table and you're welding 2 flats like this, and you don't have a way to keep this flat bar flat against the table and hold it down, you'll get a little bit of warpage. I don't know how much the camera is going to pick that up, but these corners kicked in a little bit. For what this is, it really does not matter, and I don't care. But if I had a welding table and could clamp that down, that would be great. But I don't. I just want to put it on and do a test fit before I clean it up. Welds are, you know, not perfect, but again, good enough for what we're doing here today. And we'll see. Kind of pumped. I decided to cut a little piece of radiator hose. I'm going to put it right there so it doesn't chafe these wires, or those, excuse me, hydraulic lines. So that'll be on the finished product. Got her painted up. 1 coat of primer, and so far 2 coats of green. I think I'll do a 3rd coat here, and then we're going to let her cure for the afternoon. And we'll see if we can get it mounted up. I did paint the little holes that I drilled in the tractor black. That way they don't hopefully rust, or at least minimizes the rust. All right, here's the next day. Got the bracket on, all painted up. Green looks good. Got the hardware on there. I've got to put on my little piece of fuel line here. I'll do that, and then I'll put the weights on, and I'll bring you right back to show you the finished product. All right, just brought you back because I thought I was done, but I'm not. Drilled a couple holes, zip tied that fuel line on there. That way this doesn't fall off. And then I covered up my hole to kind of hold this electrical connection here. This is going to my chute control here. So I just drill a hole, put the screw in there, not a big deal. Now we're ready for weights. All right, there you go. There's the weights. I only have 6 right now. I'm gonna have to pick up some more, but I'll be able to put 1 more right there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put weights on the back or not in the wintertime. We'll have to see how traction is, but taking those 6 off the back and putting them on the front, I think is gonna make a huge difference. Problem is my OCD won't let this one not be in there. So I'll fire it up and I'll show you the clearance real quick. Looks like we found our 1 bit of clearance issue, which is right here. Looks like I'm not going to be able to rotate this bad boy all the way to the right. Yeah, just when I thought I was done, I wasn't. I went to test pulling out one of these center weights, putting it on the end, but I don't know if you noticed, but this guy is in the way. Okay, we're coming back to you. I just bent that bracket down, kind of readjusted my hoses there, put a little standoff on there, and now I think we're ready where we can put a weight there, no problem. Let's try it. Bingo, problem solved. Just wanted to say thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.